there's no time like the present. That's it. There's no time like the present.
I love
Why
it.
wait? Don't wait. Don't wait. There's nothing that's gonna change. Why wait till Monday? Why wait till next week? Do it now. You can do it now and do it now. There's no time like the present.
This episode is proudly sponsored by Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance of Martin County. Beyond just providing insurance, they are dedicated to protecting our local families from difficult financial situations when life happens. We want to thank them for everything they do for our community and for supporting our mission to be a resource for youth workers and the families they serve. To learn more, please visit the team at your local Martin County office or call 606-298-7721.
Welcome to Me and Poverty, a podcast about breaking barriers, building bridges, and changing lives, one story at a time. So today's guest is a founder of a small business in Eastern Kentucky. I will say he's not so small anymore, and his company is now, even though it started in Eastern Kentucky, he's really got his eyes set on really the tri-state area. I've got a personal connection to the founder of this company. JunkBros Solutions is the name of the company, and they've did a lot of work for me and my family. So not only did they move me in and out of a home and into another home, but they also have torn down buildings for us, and they are just phenomenal, and their community says the exact same thing. So without further ado, I want to bring onto our show a founder that has proven you do not have to leave our small towns to have a successful business. So without further ado, welcome to the show, founder of JunkBros Solutions, Chico.
Thank you so much, Mr. Little. I really appreciate you giving me this opportunity to come out here and just talk to you all and just tell about my past. I truly appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for taking the time. I told you at the intro of this that I'm probably costing you money right now. So
All good. I
thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much. Let's get right into things, man.
Okay.
So I know your story a little bit, but
Mhm.
for our audience today, what would you say? And, you know, the title of this podcast is Me and Poverty. So what would you say, Louis, is your relationship to poverty?
So what poverty means to me, it means discipline. So on the personal side, I grew up from a very, very good family. My dad and my mom and just my grandparents. I didn't grow up with everything in the world, but I had what I needed to survive. And they helped me just walk through life and teach me amazing things like my work ethic today, how to become a very hard and strong man, and just how to be strong in every aspect of life. So spiritually, mentally, physically. And the main thing that they taught me was nothing's earned. Nothing you could, you're not, no one's going to come out and just give you something. Nobody is. You have to
Yeah.
go out there and you really have to go out and try your best to go get it. But on the business side of things, I mean, man, I struggled. Like, I struggled a lot.
Sure.
I've been an entrepreneur all my life. I've done from selling snacks and candies in school to then getting vending machines in schools and stuff. I had a landscaping company, and it's just trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. But with this most recent endeavor, JunkBros Solutions, it started about 2 years ago. And man, when I started it, I was in a very, very rough
Mm.
spot and poverty, not only in what I had nothing. I was negative in all my bank accounts. I had no assets. I had no investments. I had no strive. I mean, I had the strive, but I had no direction in life. I didn't know where I wanted to be or where I saw I would be. And so it kind of felt like I was lost. But it got me to just keep going, go back to my roots, and really, really just have to make those connections to those people. Have to struggle, have to learn things that no one really knows, and just go out there and just go get it. That was the bottom line. I started with nothing in this company. I had my pickup truck, and I borrowed a trailer from my papaw, and then we've grown it pretty big, and we have some very, very, very big plans.
Louis, how much would you say your faith has played into your maybe your decision making or how that you started your business? Tell our audience a little bit about that.
It means everything. It means absolutely everything. I know I'm not a perfect person, and I know I mess up day in and day out, but from the very, very start of this company, I was a junior in high school, and man, I was lost. I didn't I had no direction. I knew that I was going to be successful in life, and I knew that I had really, really big dreams, but I didn't have any direction. Man, there was several times at night where I would just lay in bed and pray to God. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I need you to show me direction, and whatever you put in front of me, I'm going to give my absolute best. I'm not going to disrespect God in a sense that he's going to give me direction. I'm going to go all in and give everything I got to prove to him that I'm here and I'm willing to give everything I have. So like I said, it's been time and time again where I would sit in my bed late nights and I would just be so confused and lost. And one day he just steered me into this direction. I don't even really know how it started. I just saw there was a need for it here, and then it started so small, so small. And then it seems like every single thing that I've done, everything good and bad, I mean, from super bad stuff happening in my company, accidents and all this other stuff, and then even the good stuff, like my investments and everything is planned out so perfectly that to say that God didn't do it is crazy. Like, he has a plan for me, and I'm just trying to follow his plan and prove to him that I'm going to give everything I got.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that,
Yeah.
because oftentimes we'll pray to God and we'll ask him to move, but then we have like just this I think we let our doubt set in. We put God in a box and we
Yeah.
limit him, and we say, I want you to move, God, but don't move too much, almost, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
But and I've always said, we see down our straightaways, but God sees around our curves. And I'm very thankful for that, because oftentimes he's got more for me than I can even realize, what I can fathom, right? And a lot of times it's because we're raised a certain way or to play it safe. But you and I know, being an entrepreneur, you can't play it safe,
No,
right? So
no, you cannot.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. If someone had told like middle school Louis that you would own a hauling company one day, if you will, what would you have said to them?
I always knew that I was going to be an entrepreneur. I mean, I've since like early days, like kindergarten, I've always been selling stuff. And I guess I was more or less born into it. I guess is the kind of person I am. Start way back. I used to own a landscaping company, and my papa or my opa, they'd drive me these jobs with the trailer, and I'd pull off, cut the grass. And, like I said, my family's been a very supportive with me and always helping me out through it. And then I owned a vending machine company. Well, right before that, I sold snacks in school. Funny story, shout out to Mr. Cecil, my middle school principal. He told me I had to stop because, legal issues and everything. But then probably a year or two later, I ended up getting a vending machine in the same school
That's
that
what I'm
sold
talking
snacks and
about.
candy. So it was like, I've always been an entrepreneur. Now, as far as going around and owning a waste disposal company and hauling trash and stuff, I wouldn't really think that I would, but I'm very happy I am, because it's not only we're hauling trash, but we're actually cleaning up our tri-state,
Right.
playing a huge part in it. And that's something that I always wanted to do, was just make an improvement in the world.
Yeah, and I have seen countless photos, videos, and
Mhm.
testimonies of our people in the tri-state area of like before and afters. Man, those are just, they speak volumes to the work that you all are doing to help clean up our communities. And it's so needed. Very much thankful for it. What would you say is probably one of the funniest or maybe strangest things that you have hauled off of a job site?
Oh man, I
Let's
think
keep
it's a
it
little,
PG. Keep
yeah,
it.
okay. I think it's a little bit of everything. I mean, we've hauled anywhere from like jet skis and trucks up to, I mean, you name it. I really don't, it's always a great time. I work every day with some of my close friends and my brother and people I grew up with, and it's every day it's something new. That's why I love it. It's always a really good environment. Everybody's having fun. We're joking around. Even it might be 3 in the morning and we're in some
Sure.
house, you know what I mean, knocking it down or whatever. It's always a good time. It's never been in like really work when we're working. But we love it.
I hope you're enjoying this episode of Me and Poverty. I just wanted to take a quick second and tell you about our season 2 sponsor, Appalachia Reach Out, or ARO for short. Founded in 1972, ARO is a ministry in eastern Kentucky devoting their time and effort to being Christ's love in action. Based in Martin County, but also serving Perry County, Kentucky, and Scioto County, Ohio, ARO supports families by meeting basic needs through their food pantry, their thrift store, while also partnering in addiction recovery, education, and community development through their work and witness teams. Fun fact, we've even had Appalachia Reach Out's executive director, Dwayne Mills, on this podcast before. So please go check out that episode last season. I'm going to have a link to ARO's website in the description of this video. Guys, I'm sure they would love your support, whether that be financially or volunteering your time. With that being said, let's get back into the episode. Lean in a little bit more into what is that like going into business with your brother? I mean, he's your partner now. I know he didn't exactly start that way, but it's really cool that that's the path that you all have taken. Tell our audience about that in case maybe they're thinking about doing the same thing.
Absolutely. So there's nobody in this world who is a better position to be my partner than my brother. And I truly believe that. So in the Bible, it says iron sharpens iron. And that's one of the things that I live by. And if you're going through stuff solo, it just makes it so much harder. But when you
Very
have
true.
somebody who, one, is your blood, for two, he thinks just like me. If not, he's a little smarter sometimes. I mean, he's really, really just like me in the whole aspect, spiritually, mentally, physically, and in business. And so I trust him 110%. And so it was a no-brainer. I had actually, before I decided to bring him in as a partner, I just had too much on my plate. I mean, I was doing everything from the accounting,
Sure.
trying to make sure I was scheduling jobs right, and I was messing up. I mean, there's only so much time in the day. So I was
That's
talking
right.
to one of my mentors when I was down. His name is Johnny Mikataroff, and he's played another big part in my business, helping me out through everything. And I asked him, I was like, what do I do? I mean, do I hire somebody else or what? He's like, what are you talking about? Give your brother 40, 50%. He's you. He's the same person. He
Sure.
goes, bring him in and watch it grow. And it kind of like a light bulb went off. Like, why,
Yeah.
he's been around since the beginning. I don't know why I haven't thought of it sooner. As soon as he said that, I went home. I was in Florida where he owns this company, came back up. Next day, signed it over to him. He owns 50% now. And it's the drastic change of it has been
Yeah.
insane. It's
Yeah.
been amazing. And so it's every day. I mean, it's 7 days a week, 24/7, and it's a constant, constant grind. But it's something that our bond together is unbreakable, and I trust him 110% with everything.
Being a solopreneur, sort of like
Yeah.
you, I couldn't imagine the option to just hit copy and paste. You know,
It's amazing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
You can't
cool.
beat
That's
it.
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. What would you say are maybe some of the biggest challenges that you learned early on in the business?
My biggest challenge is just staying consistent day in and day out. It's something that everybody knows they have to do. Everybody knows the road to get to where you want to go is consistency. It's the only way to get where you want to be. And that's mentally, physically, spiritually, in business, and your personal growth, whatever you want to do. There's no days off. It's
Yep.
being consistent with in business marketing every single day, making sure you're talking to your customers on time. The work that you provide to these people is very, very high level and consistent. So it's just consistency is the biggest thing that I had more or less make sure that that was my number one priority. And it's changed everything for me.
Well, and in all fairness, like I'm not a lot older than you, but
Mm,
you're a younger entrepreneur. Like
yeah.
you had to learn these things early, or else there's no way you were going to make it. And man, you're crushing it. So it doesn't surprise me that discipline is the biggest, and it's hard to overcome. Man, there's 45-year-olds that haven't lacked discipline, and they're on the hamster wheel rather than. I think when you mentioned discipline, my mind automatically went to how does a drip of water put a big hole in a boulder? How does it happen? It's consistently dripping every day, and eventually it's going to put a hole, it's going to erode, and it's going to put a hole in that boulder. And it's just like working out or anything like that, you got to have the discipline. So that's really good advice. That's spot on. When did you realize that Junk Bros was no longer going to be just maybe one of your, don't get me wrong, you may own multiple businesses, but when did you realize, hey, this isn't just a little side hustle anymore? Like, when did that moment happen for you, Louis?
Yeah. So like I said, we started with my truck and my borrowed trailer, and we were going. And we got about it must have been 5 or 6 months in. And as an entrepreneur, and I know I'll connect with other entrepreneurs about it, nobody sees your vision like you. There's nobody. Even the people in your life that are with you 110% and they trust you, they don't see the same vision as you.
And
So
it's
it
an
was early
internal
on.
frustration. There's sometimes, right? Like
Absolutely. Yes. It was
so
really early on for me. And I had people close to my life to being like, because I was getting to where I was getting ready to graduate. And a lot of people asked me, you're going to go to college, you're going to do this, or you're going to do that. And I was like, I'm going to keep doing what I'm going to do. I have a vision for what God
yeah.
has showed me.
Yep.
And I know you can't see it right now because I'm borrowing a trailer and stuff, but just give me some time
I love that.
and we'll see. Everything I've said, I've done and everything that I'm going to do. So,
I love that. I love that a lot. And I know working with you personally that you've hired a lot of local people and like you said, a lot of your friends even, but when give some advice to that. Like when you're looking to hire people, what do you look for?
that we actually, I had to talk to my brother about this the other day. I don't care if you know nothing. Like you don't know how to do basic things. I don't care. I'm looking for like-minded men like myself, people who have urgency, who are ready to learn and just want to do better. That's it. That's really it. You give me a young, ambitious man and I'm gonna hire him 10 out of 10 times because I've hired people time and time again who don't have that mindset. They might know already what the job entails and they already might have
Sure.
experience in it. But for one, just if you hire somebody like that and you bring them into a company like mine where we have a bunch of younger people who are all excited to get stuff done, it
Yep.
just brings the whole morality down. And
Sure.
there's so much bad stuff that comes from it. So I'd rather hire a very, very young guy who's ambitious, ready to learn, and just wants to grow over anybody else 10 out of 10 times.
I like that a lot. And there's certain things that you can't teach, right? I think you're not alone. I've heard a lot of people, entrepreneurs that have said the exact same thing. So it makes a lot of sense. So let's say you're participating in a career day as the founder of your organization and you have a junior that comes up to you and they're like, "Hey, I'm going to be an entrepreneur."
Mhm.
And maybe they need a little direction. They're not sure where to start, but you can see they have a fire in them. You want to pour gasoline on that. What would you tell that young entrepreneur?
Back to what I was saying, it's just consistency.
Yeah.
It's getting up day in, day out. And even if you don't know what you're doing, it's the raw action of it. For instance, if you're investing in crypto, you can't make Bitcoin go up, but you can go out, you can go on a run, you can go and look up more crypto stuff. It's
Sure.
just the raw action of it. Don't do nothing. Don't stay stalling, even if you can't change something. Do something. And so that was a big thing. That and staying consistent.
Yep.
And every day, day in and day out, it's not a short process. It's a very, very long process. And many entrepreneurs know you're not going to hit big your first time.
Sure.
A lot of people want to get into business because they think they're going to be super, super rich and millionaires and they're going to work their own schedule. It's quite the opposite. It's 7 days a
Yeah.
week, 24/7, and it's the unknown. You don't even know if it's going to make you any money or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
And so as long as you're okay with that and you put in the time and put in the effort and just day in and day out, that's the only way you can do it. There's
Yeah.
no shortcuts. There's none.
Passing on those realistic expectations to kind of the next generation,
Mm.
I think is a good piece of advice for them. Being a founder and still working in the business on the daily, like what would you say, what kind of percentage are you like boots on the ground versus running the stinking business? Like what's the ratio there and how in the world do you manage it all?
It's a lot. It's a lot. And a lot of people from the outside view would be like, man, this guy's crazy. Like, what is he doing? Like, man, I can't tell how many days where seriously I've personally worked, and several of my guys, 24 to 36 hours straight. There's nothing we can do. It's not coming home, taking a break. It's 36 hours straight, 24 hours straight. And there's been several days that we've done that. Now, as far as the percentage, it drastically varies. Some days in the office, just doing the work. And then some days I'm out, running the trucks, making sure the crews are out.
Sure.
I'm not at a point yet to where I can fully step out and just manage, but that's what we're working towards as
Of
we keep
course.
growing. Definitely that's the long-term goal, but oh, we love it.
Yeah, well, and when you love what you're doing, it makes the difference, right? Like for those
100%.
long, grueling days. And part of that, I think it's a good segue into this next question, but part of that, you just loving on the community, cleaning up things, that sort of thing. Why would you say, Louis, still, even after these few years have went by, why would you say helping clean the community up, why is that still a big part of what you're doing? Is it still a part of what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So, me personally, one of my personal goals in life, and I just feel like that God has put on me, and that one of these goals I strive for is to make an impact. Before I leave this world, I want to make a very, very big impact however it may be. But during this time that we're in, God has put me in a position to where I can go out and I can help clean up the tri-state area. And so that's maybe how right now he wants me to make an impact. I don't know if it's going to be the same way in 20 years, but for right now, that's what I'm going to keep doing. And that's one thing that keeps driving me every day is I live here too. Like this is my home. The tri-state's my home. I want to see more people come here and open up businesses. I want to see these abandoned houses everywhere to be cleaned up and new families come in, more kids. It's something that I feel like a lot of people are moving away. I want more people to come in. If I can do my part by cleaning it up, I love it.
Yeah, there's a saying of, and I forget what book it is. I'm trying to remember. Maybe it's Your City is Sick. That might be the book I'm thinking of. The author talks about if people don't love your main street, if they're not happy to live there, if they don't like visiting there, they're probably not going to want to live there either. And I think that's something, us being raised and living in Eastern Kentucky, the coal boom has kind of came and went. And, a lot of our buildings are sort of deteriorating, buildings,
Mm.
homes, and because people are moving out, have moved out. And it's really cool to see this kind of beautification process happening, and you're playing a big part in that, man. It's really cool. Do customers ever call you the junk guy out in town? Like, is that ever happened to you?
I haven't got that one, but it's definitely been the Junk Brothers or, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's one of the junk bros. I could see that for sure. If you had to start another business tomorrow, what
Mm.
would it be?
So I'm very hands-on. So nowadays you see a lot of people opening up online businesses with the new AI and everything. And don't get me wrong, I think that would be pretty cool. But for me, God blessed me with certain things and being good at computers is just not one of them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if I had to open up another business around here, personally, would be real estate. I see in this area, especially, for one, you see a ton of abandoned houses
Yep.
and people are moving away. Eventually, in my prediction, I think a lot of people in the next 20, 30 years are starting to move back here and there's going to be new job opportunities and everything. So if I were to open up a business today, I'd get in the real estate industry and not necessarily flipping houses, but cleaning them up and renting them out. I think that would be the way I'd go.
There's a cool thought to that, I think. And when most people have written off our small towns and the buildings and that sort of thing, an entrepreneur, man, we see opportunity, right? Where others see, man, it's far too far gone, etc. So that makes a lot of sense coming from you that you would think that way, and I think it's it might bode well for you in the next few years, buddy.
I'm hoping so. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you manage fear versus opportunity?
I have a very high risk tolerance. I get it goes back to saying, scared money does not make any money. Me and my brother, we do big risk all the time. And I think that's how we've changed drastically. It's you can't keep your money. You can't just keep it. Like we don't
Sure.
keep our money. We always reinvest it. We always reinvest it. Looking for new opportunities. We always reinvest. And that's how you grow. The moment you want to hold on to it is the moment it goes away. Without even you realizing is the moment
Yep.
it goes away. So it's a constant cycle of reinvesting and reinvesting, reinvesting, and that's how you do it. There's no other way.
Great point. And those are conversations that my wife and I have had over the years. She's just someone that loves stability, right? And I like to say she's my puzzle piece. We complete one another.
Hmm.
And I'm the little more risk friendly type, and she just wants stability. She wants her blanket and her coffee, and
Yeah.
like she's good, you
Absolutely.
know?
There's no problem with that. A lot of people are like that,
Sure.
but I feel like there's a very small percentage of people, which is the entrepreneurs, who
That's right.
are more or less wired different. If I fail, it is what it is. I'm gonna try again. I've failed so many times in my life,
Yep.
so many bad investments I've made, but I don't even look at them as bad investments anymore. It's just another learning opportunity. This one didn't work out cool. This one didn't work out cool, but I learned. I've learned, I learned, I learned, I learned. Just like with the vending machine stuff. Like me and one of my old partners, his name's Luke Parsley, we opened up a bunch of vending machines. We ended up getting, it was like 15 or so, but it taught me how to secure contracts. It taught me what an LLC is. It taught me what a business bank account is, what your checking account.
Yep.
It taught me how to talk to these other big companies, how to do a pitch, even though it didn't work out in the long run. It still taught me everything. So it's high risk, high reward.
Oh, absolutely. And I've had my fair share of those. So I can relate. What would you say? You've got a lot of wins, and I think the community has seen a lot of those. But for the young entrepreneur, lean a little more into those, maybe a mistake in
Yeah.
your current business of Junk Bros. What's maybe a mistake that you made that you really did learn a lesson from?
Yeah, absolutely. So from the outside view, and this is with everybody in life, everybody sees the wins. Everybody sees these wins and like, oh my gosh, he's winning, he's winning,
Sure.
he's winning. How does he keep doing that?
Yeah.
And from an outside view, yeah, but deep down, man, we lose all the time. And it's a constant cycle. You have so much struggle day in and day out, and then you get a little win.
Yeah.
People only see that, but they don't see everything that comes with it.
Sure.
But going back to that, one mistake that we had recently was we bought a certain semi truck from a guy, and we had certain plans for it, but due to some legal issues and stuff with what we were trying to do, we're just not at that point to where we could use it yet. That's another 2 years down the line. So we
Sure.
decided to sell it, and unfortunately, people don't do business right. And I ended up selling it to a guy, and he was another business owner around here. I'm not gonna say anything about him, but he came to me and he was like, "Man, I really need this truck. I'm trying to start my company up. I have contracts for it already." He's like, "Can I give you some down and then make payments to you?" And I saw him and me, and I was like, "Dude,
Sure.
yeah, yeah. Like, let me help you." And like,
Oh, yeah.
I see that, and people don't do business right. People like to screw you,
Oh, yeah.
and it sucks. But this guy, I ended up getting screwed, and he still owes me a lot of money for that truck. But
Sure.
it was one of the mistakes I've learned, that unfortunately you cannot trust people, and you have to be very, very cautious who you let in your inner circle.
Yep.
Now, not saying that you don't help people. That's not
Yep.
what I'm saying. But I'm saying you got to really, really take a step back and look what people's alternative motives are
Yep.
in things. And unfortunately it happens, but that was one of our mistakes we've had. Or
Yeah.
like we've dropped off dumpsters for people, and in the beginning we didn't have contracts for it, and they ended up screwing us out of money. They didn't pay us, and they're like, "Hey, what are you gonna do?" So time
Ooh.
and time again it happens, but every time we've had a mistake, we've learned from it.
I'm sitting here thinking, as you continue to grow and looking back now, it stings maybe a little less than
Yeah.
when, of course, in the moment, but, getting to the point eventually to where you can say, what a gift. What a gift that was before I get to X level.
Hmm.
Because you and I both know, like, as your success grows, so is your liability. So is the opportunity to get screwed on a massive level. Like, so in a way, it's like, what a gift that happened now rather than
Hmm.
X level. So that's
Everything
great.
happens for a reason, and I
And the
have to tell
timing
myself
of
that
it.
every day.
Yeah.
Yep, and the timing of it. So
Yeah. If, and maybe it does, but what's maybe the short slogan that you would say sums up Junk Bros Solutions?
like a slogan or like a little paragraph.
Let's do slogan, and maybe we can
Slogan.
expand upon it.
We actually just came up with one. We haven't posted anything, but it's your waste, our solution. So we
I
going
like
into
that.
the larger spectrum of things, we want to take over waste disposal as a whole,
Yeah.
especially in Louisa.
Yeah.
And so that's what we want to offer eventually when we get to that point. So,
I could definitely see that being a really good, because there's the need, right? Like,
yep.
and being an entrepreneur, you never want to, just try to copy and paste. Like, if you can, if there's opportunity, but we have limited market in Eastern Kentucky, so to just fill a gap,
Hmm.
that's, yeah, I like that a lot. What keeps you, your team, your brother, what keeps you all motivated on those hard days?
Building an empire. So for me, it's never been about the money. Like I don't know, it's very weird to say because I mean, that's why people get into business. They want to make money, make all this. It's never been about the money for me. It's been about building an empire and really helping people. And I just know on these terrible days when it's 10 at night and it's raining on us, we're outside cleaning up this house or whatever the case might be. I just know that, like I said, consistency it is. And every day I'm stacking my days. I'm
Yep.
stacking my days. And just to see the fruits that I've planted start to fulfill. And it's an amazing thing to see something that you grow get bigger and bigger and bigger. And so that right there is really what motivates us every day, just to be better and just to grow every day.
Couple of things that come to mind for me are, one, I can really see how you've taken almost like your experience in sports and you've kind of translated that to business. And
Hmm.
that's very common actually in entrepreneurs and even great salesmen and that sort of thing. So one, I think that's good for students to know, right? Like, hey, you're learning things right now, being in the gym daily, running the extra play, running the extra mile, all of those things will translate to business. You don't need that 4-year degree. Don't get me wrong. Like, I went the
Hmm.
traditional education route, and that's a story in itself, but it's not needed. My
No,
goodness.
yeah.
Like, geez.
I went for 2 weeks. That was
I
it.
love it. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. And so anyway, those are things that you're stacking, like you said, and they will translate. So I
Mhm.
think being faithful over the little things
Yep.
first, and then
Hmm.
it'll translate. But I also am sitting here thinking, and I've had this moment for myself, and there's highs and lows in business.
Hmm.
We both know that. But it's really cool, especially early on. You have one of those moments where you are on a mountain. Maybe you're even still working, right? But you've landed a few contracts, whatever it is, and you take a second and you look back. Oh man, those are like fuel for the fire. And
Yep.
you're like, man, this is a grueling night, but it's adding up. It's progress. Like, that's cool. Those are cool. So, what is one of your proudest moments so far by being a founder, an entrepreneur? What are maybe one of the proudest moments you've had?
I think the aspect of just being able to bring in younger guys like on the football team and all that and give them opportunity to go out and experience real world stuff, make money and have a good time. I think that is really what I love most and I'm most proud of is just I'm creating opportunity in this area and I think that's really what that is.
Yeah, yeah. With, I kind of see it as like you're almost a gatekeeper in
Mm.
that you've got access to opportunity, resource, lessons, experience, wages, etc. And there's not a lot of that in our area.
Mm.
There isn't. And to earn a decent wage and maybe like figure out what in the world you do want to do in this world, and
Mm.
pick up some tools and that you can use later in life, like, man, to do that at a young age, it is a huge gap that we have in Eastern Kentucky. I wish that I had the Louis, the Junk Bros early in my life, that maybe I could have like skipped over a few things I did and or experiences that didn't really add up to much, but I
Mm.
thought that's what I wanted. I thought that's what I was going to do forever.
Yeah.
So you're a resource, man, at an early age, and it's really stinking cool. So when you look at the grand scheme, you step back, and we're going to be coming to a close soon. But when you're looking at Eastern Kentucky, our home as a whole, what gives you hope?
Gives me hope. The future, the unknown. Like I said, we're struggling. Eastern Kentucky's struggling, and we're one of the poorest states out there and stuff. And especially with West Virginia being right here too, a lot of people in this area are really, really struggling, and it's forcing people to move out to go to these bigger cities, these different states to have opportunity. But I do see, like I said, in the next 10, 20 years is new investors, new people coming in, bigger companies. And I really feel like in the next 20 or so years, it's going to bring more people in instead of out. And that I'm just happy to know that I'm ready to go for the future. And I'm excited for Eastern Kentucky, and I'm going to do my part into improving it.
Do you have any advice on this? Is something I wish I knew, right at high school level. I learned it eventually, but what would you say, like, what other roles, aspects, being a small business owner, what do you do in the community? Like, what are some ways that you like to say, hey, I care? And is there
Yeah.
any like particular sponsorships you do or that you might
Mhm.
recommend, or give our audience a little bit of
Yeah,
that
so we
perspective?
we are pretty heavily in the community, and going forward, we want to be even more involved. But some of the things that we are doing is, for one, we sponsor a lot of the Lawrence County Schools football team. Where if you look at their scoreboard next home game, you'll see our big sign. So we like to donate a lot of money to there, just because, for one, it's where I'm from. My brother still plays. My little
Sure.
brother plays there, and that's a big part of my life. And I love to see that program doing better and better every year. That we've sponsored the volleyball team. I sponsor the middle school volleyball team that my mom coaches. Every year at the end of the year, we like to do for Christmas, we drop off these boxes at local Dollar Generals, and people, it's a toy drive, drop toys in there, and then we match the toys and
Yeah.
we drop them off at hospitals and stuff. And then if any of y'all are still in high school and you are a senior this year, we'll be doing a scholarship for young entrepreneurs. It's a
That's what
thousand
I'm talking
dollars
about.
and it goes directly to you and for you to use in your business. So you're going to be applying here come January 1st.
Man, that is too stinking cool, because I don't know if you're aware, but my wife and I, when we graduated high school, or I'm sorry, when we graduated college, approaching 10 years ago now, which is crazy to think, but our last name's Little, and we created the Little Scholarship. And
Love it.
yeah. So I received a scholarship that changed my life. Just gave me boldness, confidence that I could go to school. I had no intentions of going to college at that point, but when I received a scholarship that really changed my life, I said, I want this moment for the next guy. And
Hmm.
the really cool thing is we've had nurses, we've had doctors, we've had the trades. So like, you don't have to do, again, that 4 year, and that's a conversation we could have on all on its own. But this past year, we had a guy that's going to be an electrician. And so we got to provide some of the things he needed for his, not internship, but apprenticeship. And just, it's different, man. And as the world is evolving, we're still getting to play a part and give back. And so, man, you hit me hard with the scholarship. That's
That's
cool.
what it's about. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all about giving back.
Yeah.
And that's one of my biggest things that me and Carlo really, really want to do, especially when we move further and get into a better position to do so,
Sure. Of course.
is I just want to create, for one, a bunch of opportunity for people in Eastern Kentucky, and then for two, give back to those that need it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's nothing more. I love it so much. It's what God set me here to do, and that's what I want to do.
We're at the end here, buddy. Is there any, before I do our outro, is there maybe, whether it be maybe a teacher sees this, maybe it's a business owner, maybe they show a high school student, what is
Mhm.
maybe a lasting message? We've talked about consistency, we've talked about giving back, we've talked about the good, the hard days, the mountains, the valleys.
Yep.
What's something you would want to leave with our audience
I'm gonna
today?
leave you with one more message,
Sure.
and it is a quote that was told to me by Eddie Dixon out of Lawrence County. I'm sure a lot of people know him,
Love Eddie.
and
Love
I do
Eddie.
too. He's played a huge part in my life as well. But he told me this thing, and it's a saying, and it's stuck with me ever since. It's there's no time like the present. That's it. There's no time like the present.
I love
Why
it.
wait? Don't wait. Don't wait. There's nothing that's gonna change. Why wait till Monday? Why wait till next week? Do it now. You can do it now and do it now. There's no time like the present, and that's really it. That's something I carry with myself every single day of my life.
Awesome. That's perfect. Louis, thank you so much. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for taking the time. Again, I know I'm probably costing you a little money directly or indirectly being a small business owner. Thank you, man, for taking the time. I think our communities, I think our young entrepreneurs, I think they needed to hear all of this today. So if you're someone that's watched this and maybe you related to it, maybe you enjoyed the content, be sure to like and comment and maybe even subscribe to the channel. And that way you don't miss out in the future. It's always a good thing. So, and remember, keep sharing stories. See you in the next episode.